What is something you've always wanted to ask a woman, but daren't? Do you like having boobs? Sometimes I wish I didn't have them. I get pain in my left one and get paranoid that it's my heart, even though it's just my boob being dumb. Sorry, maybe this is weird to reply, but while I don't have boobs, my right testicle is sometimes painful, and it makes me kind of at him like one misstep away from torsion or something. Edit, torsion. I've always heard that perfumed feminine hygiene products are universally hated by womankind. True or false? Edit. Thank you everybody for the responses. It's been very informative. I know this is only a small sample size when it comes to inquiry, but seeing that at least the majority of this small number despises scented products has made me aware of what not to buy whenever, if ever, the time comes for me to purchase some for a woman in my life. I absolutely hate them, and my girlfriends agree that scent mixing with the smell of blood is the most terrible thing in the world. Exactly what I was going to say. It's like it amplifies the smell and it's bizarre and off-putting. I found there's no real smell with unscented, but the smell of a used scented pad makes my skin crawl. Do you play with your boobs? Occasionally. When I'm absent-minded and alone, it feels comforting, like a stress ball. Do you ever get the pee shivers? Yup. Let's say I'm with a group of female friends, including my GF, and I, as a man, somehow am the only one to spot a wardrobe malfunction on one of my female friends. How should I bring this to you without being a creep? Just discreetly tell her, and phrase it gently. For example, instead of saying something like, "Hey, I can see your boobs," say, "Don't mean for this to be weird, but your shirt is unbuttoned." That makes a lot of sense. Thanks for answering. When you cross your legs, does it feel like you're squishing anything at all, or is it entirely without feeling? Doesn't squish anything but can make the knee sore after a while. As a guy, I would like to cross my legs too, but it gets uncomfortable and even starts to hurt fast. Edit. To clarify, I meant my balls being squished by my thighs, not my legs themselves. Do women make as many jokes about boobs/vaginas in the same way that men make constant dick and ball jokes? Only when we are trying to stay abreast of a titillating conversation. Aren't you the cunning linguist? Edit. Holy hells. First awards. Thank you, kind strangers. Since you roughly know when you're expecting your period, do you ever use preemptive tampons or pads? Or does the period start before you use products? Edit. Thanks for all the answers. Generally sounds like everyone has different opinions depending on product and personal experience. But a common theme is preemptive tampons are bad. Also learned about the red blush, so that's cool. So usually the first sign is a blush of red when you wipe. At that point, you're not yet bleeding into your undies, but you're gonna soon. That's all the heads up I usually need. We sometimes to get random boners. Do you ever get randomly wet? We get so much random discharge you would not believe. I vividly remember the exact place I was walking through a parking lot and where the sun was in the sky on the day I soaked through my jeans. And it wasn't thin, clear horny discharge either. Just my body saying duck ow. Haha. Do you feel sexually aroused by being touched in the breasts? Is what I would ask, but wouldn't dare to ask until I'm not single, which I'm going to have good luck with getting rid of that status. Edit. Grope or squeeze. Thank you for your answers. I have always been curious about what the subject. Without meaning to flex or anything, what's the best way to turn a woman down if you're not interested? I'm sure that it varies from person to person, but it really sucks being made out to be the villain when really I just wasn't into you. A simple "I'm flattered that you feel that way, but I'm not looking for anything romantic right now / didn't feel a spark between us" works just fine. A normal, sensible person will accept that. I would also add not to go with "not looking for anything romantic right now" if you actually are, just not with her. I would much rather be told that you don't feel a spark than that you don't want a relationship, only to see you with someone else a month later. Basically, just be honest but kind. When participating in the online dating apps, do you read the profile, or is it all about the pictures? What sort of info are you after? I check the photo, read the profile, then check the photo again. What I'm looking for in photos is someone who looks like they're having a good time, someone happy. I don't need crazy adventure photos, unless that's a huge part of your life. If I were to imagine hanging out with the person in the photo, what would that be like? In the profile I'm looking for a little of what things you enjoy, and how you occupy your time, and a little of your values. Someone whose activities are compatible with mine means nothing to me if I know nothing about your values. So if you love going to concerts and trying out new restaurants, that's worth mentioning. If you also would go to your grave defending Donald Trump, also worth mentioning. If you love running and reading, mention that. If Jesus is your life and you want to spread the gospel, also mention that. Once you're in your 30s you might want to mention if you're interested in having kids or not. In your 20s I think you can generally leave that info out, unless it's really important to you. If you're 20, probably stating that you want to make babies is a little intense. This was a perfect description of what I feel. Serious question. In your daily life, how often do you feel unsafe because of a man? In what sense do you feel unsafe? Afraid you're gonna get beat? Sexually assaulted? Something else? Does this fear come from personal experience or stories you heard about others? I'm not afraid of specific men on a day-to-day basis, but the general worry is always present. It could be the dude at the gym, the weird man at the grocery store who only and always says hi to me, not the other customer nearby, the car that stopped 30 meters behind me when I'm on a walk or run. I'm not worried about a specific deed happening, just this general caution. In part it's based on personal experience with creepy men, bad boyfriends, and also what is reported in news. Every day or every other day there is a rape, a suspected rape, some sort of violence against women. Pop culture also has a role in it. Take crime shows. If women gets murdered by men, it's cause they missed an important sign. Walked alone, or he just did it no matter what. I know I'm a lot physically weaker than a man my age. If something were ever to happen I'd be toast. I think that is why I'm always cautious. I rather be on edge and alive and well. This may OFC cause non-violent dudes to feel bad, but I rather them feel bad than I end up raped, hurt or dead, because I placed their well-being before my own. I feel the same. There's no reason for me to be very specifically afraid of every man I encounter, and I've gotten used to the fact that guys will shamelessly stare that I don't notice, to the point where, if I'm walking with a male relative, they get pissed off at the disrespect and I have to tell them it's no big deal, I don't even notice. My main issue now is walking to the corner store, or anywhere, with my younger cousin and dudes stare hard. My rage levels skyrocket knowing they're checking me out, and my teenage cousin. The worst part is knowing I can't physically do anything, and she'll probably grow up to not notice the stares anymore. Can I just say that this is a great question? People are asking really good questions without being weird. I love it. That's because the bad ones are in the controversial section. What's it like to not have a penis? Genuine question. It is awesome. Exclamation mark. The best part is no balls either. Just a little self-cleaning meat pocket that is all tucked away. Bestest shit ever. No cock and balls. Yes, I'm female and always have been. I've just always thought all that equipment looks unruly. Finally someone gets it. Having a sensitive appendage sticking out of your body in the place where there is the most movement is inconvenient as fuck. Underboob sweat is a thing. Unfortunately, yes. Would you like to engage in social interaction? Hi. Yeah, hello. Why the duck do you have pillows nobody is allowed to use? Usually decorative pillows are weird and stiff. I have comfortable ones, so they look good, and I can use them. As a man I'm 100% serious when I'm asking this. How does masturbation feel like? Honestly, ducking awesome. For me it's way better than sex. And that's how I found out I wasn't as straight as it thought. Just how aware are you when a dude is staring at your boobs instead of your face? Always. The second it happens. But as long as you look away immediately, I don't hold it against you. Theory catching to us too. So, all those times I accidentally, Jal just let me save face and not make a big deal about it. Such kindness. Don't mind me. Just a curious woman taking notes. Notes for, well, sometimes I wonder if guys and girls are scared to ask the same stuff. So far, The results are pointing to yes. From woman to woman. Why do you think masturbating is weird / gross / shameful? I feel like a ton of women I come across in daily life think it's just odd or gross, or they just won't own up. I masturbate. I've had this discussion with a few friends and only one other friend has said they do. The rest act like I've personally asked them to do it in front of me. I don't understand. I think this was definitely the case in high school. There was a lot more shame involved. None of the girls would dare be the first to admit they masturbated. It's a little different and more relaxed when you're older. How do you manage to clean your asses with giant nails? Apostrophe. This question always baffles me. I've never had like those obnoxiously long nails, but am confused how you guys are wiping your asses to where your nails would be involved lol. So I don't know how normal PR. Let do it, but I take about 30 centimeters of toilet paper and wrap it, so it becomes this thick 30-ply sheet. Then kind of fold it over my fingertips and wipe along the crack. Crack. Do many straight women find lesbians weird / predatory? I had trouble fitting in with and developing platonic relationships with girls in high school because I was afraid of being perceived as a creeper. I'm attending university soon and want to make friends, but I'm worried girls there will still think the same sort of thing. Edit. I would like to clarify that I haven't done anything to my knowledge to warrant that reaction. I've realized it might read that way. I've grown up in semi-rural Australia, which speaks a bit about the level of acceptance. Several users have used the term instinctual awareness, and I think that phrase fits more with what I'm trying to say. It's comforting to know that everyone so far disregards gender and sexuality when someone is being inappropriate and isn't uncomfortable with being friends with someone of a different orientation. Thank you for the kind words. Not unless they're acting weird or predatory. Same as anyone of any orientation. Is it possible to make butter from breast milk? Edit. What did I do to deserve this? If someone takes long to text me, they might be interested in me, or they might hate me. Why is it considered bad to answer back whenever you have the chance, whether it be as soon as the message is received, or a couple of hours later? How attractive is a dude who's shy / introverted? I'm not as shy as I used to be, but around women I'm attracted to I get super shy / awkward, and I'm not sure how attractive that is. I get nervous when a guy is a bit too confident in himself. If he's a little too smooth, it makes me think that this isn't a big deal for him and happens all the time. I know this isn't always the case, but that's what pops into my head. So being shy and awkward is okay. It's cute sometimes. Exclamation mark. Would you be creeped out or appreciative of a guy saying you are beautiful? Sometimes I feel like I should, but don't have the guts, because we're so much about guys being creeps 24/7. Apparently I don't want to be peppered sprayed or get taken the wrong way of hitting on you. Edit. Thank you to all the girls who commented and shared either advice or story. This is just me, but honestly, if I'm not romantically involved with you, it creeps me out. I feel like it demands a response, and there isn't a good one other than why. Thank you, handsome stranger. I'm interested in you as well. My reaction to your beautiful is to brace myself for the clinging, unpleasant interaction to follow. Totally unrelated, but I'm 17, and I only just found out that girls put their pads on the underwear and not their hem. It makes a lot more sense now. That sounds painful. I'm glad we don't do that. Have you ever wanted to try out how it feels to be a guy? Yes, I'd be that person helicoptering my dick around. Honest opinion on dad bods? Edit. Wow, I might actually have a chance with love. So since most responses currently seem mostly good thoughts, what exactly makes them attractive? I have looked at my belly and E-Buddy's belly for hours, over many months, not sitting there and staring at them, and we still can't figure out what makes them so appealing. Is this the question to that fabled 42? I like my husband's body, no matter what it looks like. His current build is dad bod, but he calls it a father figure. Oh, that's clever. I'm gonna use that. I had a conversation with some of my female friends and was shocked to find out how often they cry to themselves. Anywhere from 2 times a week to almost every day. Is this a common thing amongst women? And if so, what emotions does it help you work out? I don't cry very often. But it's kind of just a release valve. When things are just too much, crying helps release some of the pressure and I'm more able to deal with things. Of course being really angry also makes me cry, because if I didn't I'd kill someone. So there's that. Same concept, I guess. Does having a cat help with attractiveness? I have a cat. She's very cute. Yes. I'm very complexed. Is that a word? About my penis. My home is and my parents always told me that it doesn't matter, but I just can't believe it. I don't know if that's a question, but yeah. Big or small, I like them all. But seriously, size does matter to some women. But if you listen and communicate and are a good partner, most do not care about your size. Thanks for your answer. My question is, how are you doing today? I'm great. My finals grades were posted and my GPA is more than satisfactory to stay in my program. I don't want to send anyone on a guilt trip with this. Probably not a simple answer. But what's up with all of the violent fantasies? I seem to have some quality that makes people comfortable way faster than I can deal with, and I've gotten some disturbing requests from women I barely know. Maybe this isn't typical. Not sure. Maybe you look like you'd be a freak in bed. I had a huge mohawk for a while. Maybe that was a factor. What advice can you give a guy that can get a girl but can't keep one? Like there is a thing. Guy gets feelings. Girl says she doesn't wanna be tied down and leaves. This happening a few times in a row. Ask if she wants to be tied down before attempting to do so. So simple yet so effective. For real though. I know I should be doing this, but I end up going with it anyway cause basically I suck at being alone and have no impulse control. Would it be cool if I took one of your tampons for my nosebleed? Since tampons are designed to suck up blood, it would be a smart move. Also smart is pressing a pad on a heavily bleeding wound if you don't have anything else. Would you like to get food with me someday? Apostrophe. What type of food? Tell ya what I'll cook for the occasion. Any allergies or ideologies I should know of before making a menu? Thank you for watching. We hope you enjoyed this video. Please subscribe for more videos.